Alright, welcome back everybody to another episode of Smite Super Builds, and today we have ZHONG Kui Conquest build, obviously mid lane, hopefully mid lane, but that's what we're talking about is mid lane Conquest ZHONG Kui build. That's a mouthful. So, I'm going to make this kind of quick since I have a lot of things to cover and I don't want to take your guys' time and make this kind of a short video. So let's go ahead with the actives. Actives is all personal opinion. Typically I get teleport to towers when I do a solo or mid lane. Mainly because I like to get back to my lane quick enough, that way so the enemy doesn't push up my lane too much. Now, if you have a good teammate or team in general, they can the jungler can go ahead and hold off your lane till you get back. Then that's cool and all. But I also like to branch this off to shield and teleport towards to get to objectives quicker and further up in the map quicker. So all personal preference, you don't have to do any of this, but it's just my recommendation of some things I do and use. So purification beads, we're no longer immune to CCs with the ult anymore. So if you weren't aware of that anyway, but he is immune to knockups and slows. So he's not totally CC immune during his ulti, but he can be still rooted and whatnot. So you may want to get purification beads because the mid lane sees a lot of freaking action. So it's all up to you. You can also get meditation if you wish to out sustain your opponent. If you're not sure what I mean by that, is have more mana for a longer duration to clear the waves with your abilities longer. So that is that. Moving on, you're not going to be starting with the Riot Hoodie. So I tried to record this first time, but it didn't go too well. So you're going to be getting, Vampiric Shroud obviously first, and then, a couple levels of boots, and an active, and, potions or whatever you want. So definitely get this first. This is, 100% get this first. It's going to help you so much keeping sustain with the passive and the base stats of that. So next we're going to go with Shoes of Focus. It's up to you if you want pin boots. You can get pin boots. You can do whatever you want. But the cooldowns are kind of pricey. This is obviously with the cooldown boots, but without this, it's kind of pricey. It's like 10 seconds, 10 seconds. This is like freaking 18 or something seconds for 15 seconds for his 3. So it's all personal preference on which boots you want to get. Personally, I like using my abilities more often. Now, I'm going to get Warlock Sash. Warlock Sash works really great as ZHONG Kui to stack on how tanky he gets with his passive. So you get a full bag of 20, and then you get a hell of a lot of bonus defense. So Warlock Sash, another reason why I get it is I like to have a lot of HP on ZHONG Kui, since he's more of a close-up kind of guy as far as being a mage. Compared to other mages, all other mages are ranged, and that's all overrated and whatnot. So we're ZHONG Kui, so we're kind of a close-up guy. We're going to take quite a bit of damage, but we do have lifesteal. We have base lifesteal with our our base abilities, so we can get make use out of that. So Warlock Sash makes us a little bit more tanky and yet have a lot of power. Now I get this as I guess you can call it third or second eye, whatever you want to call it, because you want to get your stacks fast. You want to, get it, about time mid lane, or not mid lane, mid game. Yeah, mid game rolls around and you have all 100 stacks, and then you're good to go for that. If you get your stack items too late, it's why would you get it? I mean, the match is probably going to end soon. You won't get the benefits of it, so I get it kind of early just to have it. So moving on from there, you're going to get Void Stone. I like Void Stone to kind of counter my opponent. Typically in mid lanes, it's mage versus mage, so Void Stone helps a lot with having that plus 50 protections. And also with the Ura, we get more use out of the Void Stone Ura compared to any other mage, since we're more close up. So it acts as more penetration. So enemy units get their magical protection reduced by 15. So range of 55 should be around this. Well, I did not mean to do any of that, but it's around maybe a little bit less, around this vicinity. So we get quite a bit of use out of it. So it acts as more penetration. That's why you can get away with cooldown boots. So moving on to Polynum. Polynum is a very fantastic item to have on ZHONG Kui. Lifesteal, mana, power. Obviously, that's all amazing. But the passive, I really enjoy the passive. So you can do your little combo here, do some of that, and stun them. While the stun, you can follow the basic attack, and that will do a pretty good amount of damage. So if I can hit the right button, we're going off to Bancroft's Talon. 100 power is absolutely amazing. 12% lifesteal on top of our base 10% here, and then our base lifesteal on our abilities. Adds a lot of lifesteal to complement the amount of HP we have with the Warlock Sash. Now the passive works really well, since people are try to damage you while you're running around with your ulti running loose. So with that, you get a little bit more tanky, or not tanky, you do a little bit more damage as they kind of wear you down. Now, moving on, we're going to eventually sell our Vampiric Shroud. And I did not mean to use my ulti, really, because I just realized I took all my stacks away. So, once we have all this done, don't look, well, this is our defense, you know, 60 physical, 80 magical without our, you know, our passive stacks. But power-wise, it stays the same. 625 power is absolutely amazing with the amount of protection and tankiness that we are. Now you can go ahead and do the calculations here. We get 2 protections per captured demon. So that's 20. We can stack that 20. What is that, like 40? So 40 protections. So we had 60. So it would be 100 physical and 120 magical. I forgot, but you can look back in the video when it had all 20 stacks to see how much protections you actually had. Sorry, I did not mean to use my ulti and actually use that up. So this kind of shows you the power of this good little combo there with this 1 and 2. We're going to move on to Raw Bod to get a little bit more closer evaluation of his damage output. But yes, this is all 100 stacks of our Warlock Sash, so 200, or not 200, 2,500 HP is absolutely awesome. We have 2,100 magical, or mana. I can't speak today. 2,100 mana is a lot of freaking mana. And then with Rod to Hoodie giving us that nice MP5, it works out really well. And then finally, we're gonna, you know, go ahead and burn him down here. That, a little bit of that. And a poly. So we can burn him quite quickly with the amount of HP and protections we have. It's so nice to have on ZHONG KUI. But that's wrap it up for the video before I start rambling. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.